Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Right, so, hold on. For the girls at the back, there you go. This is where my life has left. The bullying in the comments. Where's your jingle bells? Oh, you minx. There you go. Right, there. Yay. Yay. Woo. Yay. We're in recession. Yay. Well, technically not, but come on, let's be honest, right? They're just grasping at straws. I'm getting to the point, right? Just on that. Isn't it weird that the government plonk out, other people plonk out statistics about the economy and stuff like that? And they're, we've gone up 0.1%. Oh, brilliant. Get the nipple tassels out. You know, it's it's like that kind of thing. But that 0.1 is within the kind of the shenanigans of error from all their statistics and things like that. So basically, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I'm believing that's just like put out there to not be in at 0-1. 0.1, sorry. And so it's like, just to so they've like got some sort of win, if you get me, and not technically call it a recession and all that kind of stuff, when clearly, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just, Merry Christmas, everyone, and thank you to everybody who's given me Christmas wishes and stuff like that. I'm not begging from them. No, it's all right, but it's very lovely indeed for those who did. It's like, you're bloody early. I'll tell you that now. I was like that kind of shenanigan. I didn't even finish Christmas present kind of things. Oh, don't get me started on that. We'll get. This is the point where I remind the new boys and girls who just around. We're a weird blend of a reading. Excuse me, and I'm choking up here, and like a radio show kind of thing. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy the comments and feedback and stuff like that. M&S has dropped the ball this year. Can I just say, M&S, love, you've dropped the ball, and it's embarrassing. What are you doing? I've now been in a matter like within the week. I've been to 2 M&S's, and this has always been my trick for the last 6-7 years. Okay, this was the trick. Go to M&S at a certain point, round about kind of like mid-November, kind of like December sort of time. There would be kind of a section of M&S specifically kind of like gift boxes and things like that, like nice little trinkets and things. Yeah, nice little kind of, and I like spending the little bit extra to treat as like proper treats, as like treat yourself kind of presents. And there was a lovely one last year that I got pretty much all the ladies that I have to buy for, full of like creams and like care stuff in a lovely kind of woven basket kind of thing. So they had something to use later on as well in the bathroom or wherever they want to, you know. But it was a nice little kind of combination, 20-25 quid, whatever it was. And it was like perfect. It's like that nice kind of treat yourself gift. Spending a little bit extra. It's got the M&S logo on it. You know, it's going to be like good quality stuff. There you go, my darling. You treat yourself. That kind of thing. Nothing. I've been to 2 now. I even went last night. I was livid when I came back. Because, and I don't mean this in any disrespect at all, but it's the best way to describe it. I walked in and it, like, for the last, I won't even tell you about the last one because it's been 2 in a week. And I thought, well, maybe the other one was at like a shopping centre type thing. It's a different kind of styly outlet type. Not an outlet, but you get what I mean. It's a different style of shop. So I was like, okay, remember, I'll go to the reasonably local one to me last night. So, Erindor going to read a book. Brilliant. All right, off I go. I can whack this out. It's going to be amazing. So I got there. I picked up my basket. I started walking around. The zone isn't there. There it's always been. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I've noticed that, like, I'm looking kind of down the aisles and things like that. And it only, the best way to describe it it was just all clothes. The home section had which was like a quarter of the shop, 3 aisles hidden, not where it normally is. That's all clothes. You've got clothes for going for miles down the other way. It literally resembled like a Mataland, to be honest with you. Like all the clothes were unfolded. They were piled up. It was like, what is going on with this shop? It is absurd. And like the only person I could find to help you, ironically, was somebody who was looking after the women's like changing room. And I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, like, every year you've had this section, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh no, I've only been here kind of like a couple of months. You're not the only one who's asked this, actually. But like any sort of kind of gifty knick-knack things would be done kind of like the beauty section kind of stuff down there. So go all the way down there. It's exactly the same. It's like the usual beauty section, bottles and things like that they always have. And like 1 or 2 kind of like gift sets at the outside of it. And that was it. And I'm like, what is going on? M&S, you've let me down. You've let you down. You've let everybody down. What is going on? Whoever was in charge of this season build up this year, fire them. I'm sorry, I have to say it. They've ruined. Now I've got a bead of sweat on my brow now. I don't know what to do. Thanks, M&S. Thanks. I've got it off my system now. I've got it. It was weighing me down. I still got to buy something now. But it's like, it's yeah. You've ruined it. You've ruined, like, all blokes out there. And I appreciate, ladies, I'm sorry, but all blokes, especially for me, there's like 2 or 3 ladies, but they're kind of like, it's okay to get them the same thing, if you get what I'm saying, because they're opened at different times and they're like different houses and things like that, like one at Boxing Day, one on Christmas, so on and so forth, like that kind of thing. So it's all right to do that. But now, and because we're blokes, we don't know nothing about this squidgy stuff, right? So now I'm up a certain creek without a paddle at the moment. I don't know what to do. Maybe I've said too much. I don't know. Maybe. Let's make it a lot easier and remind people to praise the lovelies who have been contributing to this channel via Super Thanks, and thank you very much indeed. Here's the rule for this, okay? We're going to name and shame. I mean, thank on a Monday and a Friday, or it's triggered when there's a new donation, okay? So I'm going to do it now just as a like palate cleanser because I'm still bitter with M&S, and then we'll move into this lovely question, which I think will connect to a reading that we've done recently. And I quite like it. So to name and shame, we have obviously in our donation protection program, Anonymous, who donated 100 of your British pounds, and thank you very much indeed. And what's going to happen? I've forgotten to say this because we had the issue with the recording of the previous thing, right? These stay, all right. More people who donate in this, the more frames we get, and the more like family photos kind of build up here. Okay, that's the plan. So it's like as we go. Hopefully this will fill out and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. And then we've got Motley. Look at her cheeky face. And then thank you very much indeed. Anyone above 50 British pounds, thank you very much indeed. And then we've got the lovelies at the end here, whom is... I love putting it in the wrong place. Whom are the newest are at the top. I really should put a thing in there saying like the newest is at the top. And so, as new donations come in, they roll down and that kind of stuff. So this is the one that really just is a rolling kind of thank you. Okay. And that's why we do this because it's like, thank you. It's very, very kind of you. And this is why I want to praise. I don't want to be like other channels, which is like take your money, say thanks once and then bugger off. I would like to, you are building this channel with us kind of thing. This is lovely. Thank you so much indeed. And then obviously if you want to, then there's the button right there. It's under the video. It looks like that. Obviously, unless you're in dark mode, then it's the opposite of that. See what I did there? And if you can't find it, there's 3 buttons like there on the right-hand side, and click that, and you'll get more options, and it should be right there. And thank you sincerely to everybody who has contributed to that and has signed up to the membership, the Village Elites here on YouTube. Genuinely, thank you so much indeed. You are sexy and gorgeous people, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you very much indeed. Right, so now palate is cleansed. We're all not necessarily forgiving M&S, but we're forgetting them for a while. we're blissfully ignoring them for a moment. Then we can go into this sexy question, which is from Tally. Hello, love. There was no upvotes. This has been hiding on the channel for a week, and there was no upvotes. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay, this is a good one. This could work well with the previous kind of thing. So they're looking ahead and going, would a reform government be good for the UK, or would it be a disaster? And I thought to myself, you know what? This might be a really good... Oh, hello. This might be... The card there was tickling me. This might be a really good one to do. I quite like this. So, thank you very much, Tally. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? You know. Sincerely, I have no idea what I'm going to do. M&S, it's almost like you find out someone's cheating on you. You know what I mean? It's like, M&S, you've cheated on me. You can't do this, right? You can't give me a false sense of security after years of doing the same thing. I'm sorry. I'll let it go. I will let it go. I promise. At some point, I will let it go. And they used to build a whole kind of section with new walls and things. They'd move kind of a wall with a fake wall to build this whole kind of alcove thing full of kind of like knickknacks and sexy. Don't worry. No, I'm all right. No, really, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm not holding... I am holding it against them. I am. But no, I'll be fine. So, right, the cards feel ready. Let's do this bad boy. Right. So, High Priestess. Ooh. Empress. Great start. Great. Wow. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. Okay, that's definitely somebody else. This here, sexy. All right? And they're miffed. This feels like the progressives, the kind of like the elites, that kind of thing. That feels like they're really kind of, it's like miffed energy. High Priestess, intuition, knowing what the people want. Empress, they've got the skills, the mindset, the understanding, the concepts, the blah blah blah. Yeah, they've accumulated the data. They've even got a website that I've noticed. They occasionally put out kind of videos and things concerning it, where they're, I think it's called preparingforgovernment.com or something like that, and they put out like a particular area, a particular like region of government that they want to focus on. And the latest one, as I record this, is specifically asking for, like, basically whistleblowers of the civil servants. And, like, what's holding you up? What's the problems? What's the concerns? Work with us. We won't expose you. Speak freely, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing. They've done it with the banking and the economy side of things at Bloomberg a month or so ago. They're now doing it with this. They've done it with a few other things. And it's like, this is genius. I've never seen this before, like so publicly doing it, if you get me. And so obviously the Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. So this is phenomenal. This here is the old guard, shall we say. Stuck, trapped, and it's very concerned. Yes, we've got the 8 of Swords here. It feels more about the 9 of Swords, sleepless nights, all our hard work is falling apart, blah, blah, blah. And what I will say at this point in the reading is that, remember, this is what they want. There's no such thing as left and right. There's progressives, ding-a-ling-a-ling, red flag, kind of, they like what's happening and they want more of it, basically, right? More lockdown, more centralized control, all this kind of stuff. And Reform are like, they're basically small government guys, aren't they? Which, admittedly, I'm part of that, because obviously if you've got smaller government, you've got less taxes because it costs less. Oh, it's almost like, I know, shocking, isn't it? It's just like maths. The other thing that I learned this week, and I don't know if, because this is a fact that I didn't realise until you think about it, the amount of money spent on the NHS is equal to the entire GDP of Portugal and New Zealand. Not combined, equally. So, like, the whole of New Zealand GDP is the budget of the NHS. And 60 billion of that goes on compensation for negligence and things. I know. Once you put it into like some form of context, it's like, wow. Anyway, we have digressed. Let's move on. Sorry. Right. So, Queen of Cups. Wow. Comfortable in where they're going and what they're doing and stuff like that. The Three of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. Working together. This is not a decree like normally happens behind closed doors. They come up with policies and they're, this is what we're doing. Sit down, shut up. And the things like Ukraine, we won't talk about because we're not going to give you a mandate on that. You're not voting on that. That's what we're deciding. This is a collaboration. This is working together. Three of Pentacles. This is lovely. Quick movements as well. This is both ways. There feels like there's going to be a lot of once again, it feels like court to try and prevent things from happening. But it's also because we always look at the triangulation of things here. Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. So the 8 of Wands here very much feels like almost like a program like Trumpy Trump did in the first week. Like, even I was amazed because, I think the whole world was amazed after like four years of old Biddy Biden. I don't know. That's what he sounds like. Shut up. And cackling Harris. Those two. It's like, we're doing so much. We're trying to do. But the border. And then what? Within a week, closed. Things doing, like stuff happening, clearing out. Now, I'm not saying you agree with it or not. I'm not saying that, but how quickly it turned and how quickly it happened. And everyone's like even over here is like, what? It's that easy. And he done it. It's like, what was the whole 4 years? It was that easy. It's that kind of energy here. But it does feel like there's kind of trying to delay things, hold things up from the 8 of Swords. There's very much a tit for tat kind of energy here. Yeah. What else we got here? Emperor. The power couple. Wow. That is outstanding, because then this is the mandate, this is the authority to do what they're doing. So stopping the ECHR, there's going to be court cases and stuff like that to try and stop that. Done. To stop the Human Rights Act, there's going to be things like this happening. And just to remind people, that the biggest change, that the Blair's Human Rights Act, without for us, without realizing it, completely changed the dynamics, relationship between us and the government. Okay. Previously, the government, and for hundreds of years, the government ran on the concept that similar to America, we had like rights, birth rights, okay? Privacy, birthrights in the sense of freedoms and liberty and all that kind of stuff, okay? And the government acted upon, it's like, that's fair enough. You've got all this freedom and all that kind of stuff. However, we really frown it upon that you don't do these things. Okay, they're common law, and then we've got these other things here as well. And please, just don't, because we'll get upset. So it's like fair enough, and that's how the relationship worked. From Blair onwards, and it always comes back to Blair, doesn't it? Blair onwards changed the relationship completely to where the government decreed to you what you can and cannot do. Okay? That's the big shift. And if anyone else says otherwise, is like, this is why we're getting into the whole kind of Online Safety Act. They can do that. But, you know, previously you had freedoms. You could do whatever you wanted, you know, get out of the way kind of thing. And the whole kind of banning of VPNs coming up, potentially under the Children Wellbeing and Schools Act or whatever it's called, and other things going on there. They couldn't do that sort of stuff without the Human Rights Act of 98, I think it is. So, and yes, there's going to be issues with Northern Ireland, of course, right? And the relationship there and the island of Ireland and the Good Friday Agreement and blah, 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 right? I get it. However, that cornerstone is an abuse of power, in my humble opinion. There we go. Right. So, but it's that sort of thing. It's a program of bish, bash, bosh, dish, dish. And it's almost like they can't, they can't move fast enough. The Eight of Swords. Like, there's so many, this program here feels so orchestrated that they don't know what to do. Tower. Wow. Wow. That is rather, sorry, they were getting slippery. That is impressive. What we were literally just saying, what they've built, it's crumbling apart. Six of Pentacles, giving and taking, back and forth, that kind of thing. That is phenomenal. I like the Six of Pentacles here because it's going back to a respectable exchange of government. They don't own you like progressives feel like they do, right? Wow. Nine of Cups, wish coming true. Manifesting. World card, new cycle. It's good. It's good. It's good. Do we want to go into the gossip behind the scenes sort of thing? I don't know. Do we need to? It's like, I love the fact, and to be honest here, I'm surprised that we're not seeing, or maybe obviously we'll have an outcome at the end as always, but I'll be interested to see if they actually get accountability sort of issues as well, which keeps coming up, and it is a pet peeve of mine, I know, but so's M&S at the moment. All right, I'm letting it go. All right, I'm trying. I'm trying. Let's have what's going on. So we're going into the gossip, behind the scenes, the energies, what's going on, and that kind of stuff. I can't remember which reading it was because I am it is a bit of a blur right now. But I am sure there was one where I haven't even got the names in front of me. Hold on. Can I get the names in front of me? Where is it? There. Hold on. There's one where is it? Oh no. I'm padding and things. I've clicked the right button, I think. I think it was Starmer, Labour, and anti-Semitism. That I got cold chills last night. So we released that. I've gone back to the other screen. We released that 16th. So we released that the 16th, and last night on the news, they're worried about certain things possibly happening over the Fesmus New Year kind of malarkey, and focusing on the transport thing. And I was very worried over here, if you remember, about like there's something going on here with transportation and things, and then all of a sudden there's like starting to talk about Huntington again and all that. I'm just bringing it up, not that I want it. I'm not trying to manifest it at all or anything. It's just the fact that I was so squeaky bum time talking about it. I was questioning if to even release that reading, and then within 8 hours or so, it was right there. And I was like, okay, all right. At least others are talking about it, if you get what I mean, you know. You've got to be careful in this day and age, and it is troubling. So, and that's why we have the elites as well. Because if anything, I would have, because you can say, because you've got to pay and kind of consent to access that side, so we can be a bit more freer over there, right? And we can be a bit more kind of the extra videos and things over there. So that's why. If anything, and I have done it before, where it was supposed to be for a public release, but then it was like, you know what, I'm going to put it over there instead, to save my bacon kind of thing. So that's what happens. That's the additional help of having that elite membership here on YouTube. Right. But I am glad that in some respects that actual news outlets are talking about what they're planning to do to protect the train system and stuff like that. Anyway, High Priestess trying to hold on to power. Ooh, okay. But they're compromised, yes. This is coming from this side now. Fake news. Celebration success. Notice how that is now reform. Okay, this is now turned into the elites, the old guard. Yeah. So the smear campaigns are still going to continue. They are compromised, and obviously the harm being done to their mission, their plans, with the alphabet spaghetti of the EU, the WEF, the UN, the blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I am very intrigued about this holding power thing. Queen of Cups, but the shake-up is here. Three of Pentacles. The banking. Eight of Wands. That's interesting. That's interesting. It feels with the banking that because of the other two countries that have kind of gone ahead of the game. So Argentina with thank you whoever it was, Millet, I think it is, with the scruffy hairdo and the chainsaw, and obviously Trumpy Trump. They don't care as long as they get paid, right? So notice how reasonably in the light this is here. And how dark this place is. Desperation, holding on to power, but they're compromised. They don't know what to do. They're trying to smear anything. Every move is going to be, this is going to be devastating because it affects you in this way, or this is going to be horrific because of this, that, and the other, and all that kind of stuff, yeah? Excuse me. But the changes here, the banking sector don't care. It's positive. It's going to be beautiful. Joining forces. There is something. The banking sector is in this reading specifically in its own world, if you get me. Because normally it's the triangulation of cards and stuff like that, yeah? And where they are with each other. So that's a separate entity. So they are not compromised. They are not putting out fake news. They're separate. They don't care as long as they get paid, right? I am concerned about this joining up down later on. We may need to get the dinky deck out with this particular relationship here, because that feels not quite. That's not quite cricket. Tower. Future time. Okay. So this is a long-term thing. Six of Pentacles. Sinking ship. Overarching breakthrough. Mosquito. It's trying to spread. But the breakthrough is here. So, oh, hello. Support role as well popped out there. Okay. So this up here, reform, very lovely indeed. Like I said, banking doesn't give a monkeys who's what where as long as there's money being paid, and they're getting paid. The earthquake is definitely for them lot. They're desperately trying to hold on to power, but they're compromised and their world is being shook. At some point, these do form a relationship. So the progressives get their feet back in somehow. But they can't do anything. Because this feels like it's reform up to this point here. This outcome here is them. It's like they're trying to stop it, to try and hold on for dear life. What are you doing? Our life work, blah, 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 flappity flap. This is for the greater good, blah, blah, blah. But this is happening. This is happening no matter what. So there's some sort of fight here. And the fact they've got a sinking ship, it's like they're losing their ground. They're losing their thing. Can we clarify the joining forces of the people trying to hold on to power and the banking and the earthquake situation, please? Thank you. Do you bear with me for a second? I'm obviously being silly sausagey, and I can't quite grab hold of what the banking sector has. Right. Oh, by the way, it's another day, and still no reform, from what I can understand. No reform council has gone bankrupt. I don't know what the figure is now by how many Labour. I think we're in the double figures somewhere now, aren't we? And the Conservatives, can't find out. Lib Dem doesn't seem, but yeah, it's the running total at the moment, because we would hear about it. Yeah, we would hear about it, whether or not one would go. And Birmingham, being Labour, is also doing so well. It's almost like a beacon of how things should be in their world. So glad they've got a win. The truth of the situation, 3 of Cups. Knight of Wands over putting the work in. Yeah. They're trying to put a work in. Almost like... It's almost as if this Knight of Wands is a new leader, it feels like, to try and bring reform down. And there is something here where this lot feel like it's gone too far. What damage are they doing from their point of view? Okay. Because remember, this is a real reset. That they're working to try and force something. However, so the Three of Cups feels more like the Three of Pentacles again, the collaboration. The Eight of Pentacles, putting the work in, trying to put an offer towards people. You know, a calm, where the calming effect. Because I feel very much like this is going to look from a distance like wrecking ball to the whole like shebang, rubble everywhere, blah, 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 metaphorically. Okay? But I think the celebration success here is how clean and clear they are with their mandate. Right, we need to stop this. We need to do this. And we need to do this. We need to do radical change in the hierarchy of the NHS, as an example. We need to do this, that, and the, that kind of thing. And it's one of those things where it's almost as if they make too much money from like doing this is a cash cow to them. And the reason why I'm saying that is I'm being reminded, was it this week? I think it was Tice was talking about how many private equity firms are now doing send education, which is and charging 3 times more that they used to be, and this, that, and the other. It feels like their cash cow is drying up, and that's why there's this kind of unity to try and prevent something, but it's too little, too late kind of energy. It's an uphill struggle because everyone's on side with this. Yeah? Because I think it's kind of got the energy of, because people have been like seeing the changes, seeing the amount of people being no longer needed in the state, the money savings and stuff like that. By the time these people are trying to get in action, trying to do something about it, even though we were talking about legal stuff as well earlier, kind of tit for tat kind of malarkey, it feels as if that by that point, people, and I wouldn't say rebates necessarily, but genuinely starting to cut the costs, true costs of living, being able to bring down, while paying off the debt, don't forget, not the deficit, the debt, actual debt, paying that down, as well as starting to get some keeping money. And then this is too late. It's like, it feels like it's too, you know what this feels like? And I'm not saying they are at all involved in this. I'm just like, it's a perfect metaphor. It's like the fruit and nut party, that as if they're still, you're too little too late, love. You know what I mean? It's like, and same with, and I know he's got a fan base here and I appreciate it and stuff like that. But like Ben Habib and his, too little too late. Where are you? You know, where are you? So it's very clear here that they are not. They haven't got sure footing with what they do, and in fact, they're exposing themselves even more. Right, I finally got through that. Right, so. It does feel like there is some sort of reversals going on as well from Reform's side. I think we'll suddenly see a department we haven't heard for like 30 years suddenly pop back up, as an example, or rolling back these mayoral things, or rolling back like devolution in some way, or that kind of energy. There is definitely something like that. Outcome to this reading. They've already said they're gonna. They've warned the energy people that if the latest contracts that Ed Miliband signed for more windmills, that when they get in, they're going to rip up these very quickly. It's that kind of 8 of Wands back there. Lot of repealing things. So let's have a butchers of this. So the outcome is partnership. Going back to, see what I'm saying? Going back. Remember we had the Six of Pentacles down here, that give and take back and forth. And now the old guard now are stuck, cul-de-sac, because we've seen what they're trying to build and we don't want it. And now we're going back to how it used to be. This partnership, that had the same energy of the Six of Pentacles. Okay, this give and take back and forth, balanced relationship. Moving on to Karma Shores. So this lot is this lot. I've gone back over there again. Okay, so this is Reform. And this is the lefties, primarily. Burden. 10 of Pentacles. The burden is over. Sharing the wealth. Hawk lady. Oh, there she is, my little diamond. Oh, beautiful lady. She is there in the Garden of Eden, what we're trying to build. This is what... and I know people hate me for this, and I appreciate that, and it's all that kind of thing. But, having said the caveat, I'm going to say it anyway. There is no such thing as a difficult decision. Okay? It is a choice. Going against the free will of people, what they actually want to happen, right? Suddenly, they're blocked, they're stuck, they don't know what decision to make, how to get out of this, sinking ship, that kind of thing continuing. This is moving back to how it used to be in a mentality sort of way, but still moving forward, if that makes sense. Old traditions, old way of doing things, but in a modern sense, that kind of thing. This is also perfect example of the relationship. I think it's the best way to describe the recommitment. With this going on, I can see Reform there for at least two sit-ins. I think this is the sweeping changes and the release from burdens of red tape and legislations and blah 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 and thingamybobs and whatnot. Yeah, it's that people are suddenly kind of got a skip in their step kind of energy. They're unburdened. They're like, oh, finally, right, we can breathe again kind of energy that I'm getting from there. So I'm really liking this. This is going well. Judgment. The trumpet of truth. Interesting. King of Wands. Eyes on the prize with the trumpet of truth. Oh. Oh, hold on. Having the strength. Do it. Overarching energy. They're out in the cold. Putting the work in. Again, 8 of Pentacles. Hold on. Where's my dinky deck? It's right there. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm looking over there where all the other decks are. It's like, oh, where's my dinky? 10 of Cups underneath, by the way. And I'm like an absolute silly Billy. I'm like, oh, where is my dinky deck? This is what's the Hawk Lady again as well. Rejection of things, victory, success. Right. Let's talk about this judgment, this unburdening, this judgment, the speaking of truth, the situation here, please. And the King of Wands normally comes out as Stuttery Starmer and his ilk, but this comes across more of, it's almost like the collective, but I feel like this is the courts and holding people accountable. That's what I'm sensing right now. Hence, because words matter. Hence, the dinky deck, because this feels very much like something really good, and over it's like been needed for so long. Trapped, imprisoned, new world cycle, moving forward again. Okay, one more. Balancing act, overarching energy, hermit, underlying energy, determination. I was hoping to see the justice card. That's all. But it's definitely, they're trapped. They're stuck, trapped, sinking ship. They're like, they don't know what to do. This is all, awesome. I really do like this. I really do like, but there is something there. Bugging me. There is something here. New triumph. Yeah, we've had that before, haven't we? Have we in the world card this time around? No. Too many readings recently. They're all blending together. But the fact that we're moving on to, excuse me, into Karma Short, someone really doesn't want that. Oh dear. Someone really doesn't want that. They don't want to be trapped where this is a reversal. Us entrapped, stuck, that kind of thing. Suddenly the people who imposed it upon us are now stuck and trapped. I know words. Shush. And like don't know what to do. It's definitely got an inquiry thing, or at least a judge thing, or something there. You know what? I'm going to have a slurp of coffee because those throat chakra kind of hurt a bit. Because I'm a bit of a girl. I'm just like, and they hurt me. I need to put one of my special like G.I. Joe plasters on or something. It just like it hurt. But I do you see them anymore? Maybe I'm not looking for them, so I'm not. It's nothing to do with me, kind of thing. So that I'm blissfully ignoring them, as it were. But you remember they like used to have like different kind of cartoon characters on plasters and things, like Barbie and like Toy Story and things like that. Do they still do them, or is it like? Or am I actually showing my age type thing, So, right. Let's get to the Kipper deck. So, the reading is pretty much finished right now. So, if anyone wants to kind of like go, you know what? I've got a life to lead. That's fair. That's fine. That's all right. We'll do the Kipper deck, and then you can jump off ship there. But this really needs delving into, because there is something right there that with the Hermit, they need to take a beat, take a moment, read the room. But there is, like, misconduct in public office keeps echoing. So that's why I keep expecting to see the judge card. The justice card, sorry. So judgment, speaking of truth, there's the evidence for it. But then it's like, where is the other shoe dropping? That's what I'm looking for. So, or was expecting, because the energy is smacking me around the face as if like that's where it's heading. Come on, where's the card? Community, beautiful. We all want this. We're partnered with this. It's working together. Beautiful things. Wealthy man again. There's Labour at the moment. Wealthy man doesn't feel like money. It feels like resources. It feels like the Empress kind of energy, actually, what we started off with. Accumulation of skills and mindset and knowledge base and understanding and what they've worked together with people and blah, blah, blah. And here is the plan. Here is the action plan. And it is a proper plan. I think this is I think the caveat here to kind of like rule of thumb takeaway of all of this is that unlike Stuttery Starmer and the Labour Party, who said it was, they have a plan. Working people, we have a plan. It's fully costed. We know exactly what we're doing. Working people, Breakfast Club. This is the make and break of reform, and so they that's why it's like diligently with the wealthy man here, with the resources, with the accumulating data, the working with from our point of view, strange bedfellows with reform to civil servants, whistleblowers, as we talked about, talking to Bloomberg a month or so ago, which was a really interesting. If you haven't seen it, I think it's on there. It's definitely on Bloomberg's YouTube channel, but I think it's also on Reform's YouTube channel. Really, really good. Quite interesting, actually. And then at the end, basically he said, "We want your minds. Please work with us. We want to hear what you say that we need to do," kind of thing. It was quite. You could tell they were shocked in the audience. It was like, "What? You want us to tell you what to do? Like us as experts? You want our? You want to talk to an economist? Really? An actual one?" Main male. Sudden wealth. Change. Mature male. So this is the old guard, definitely. Masculine, feminine energies. It's not an actual person of man, but this feels like the old guard. Main male, that feels primarily Farage. Wealthy male is more like the Empress, the accumulation of data, sudden wealth. Notice they've got nothing. It's like they've, once again, like up here, they're cut out in this corner. It's same thing happening here. So, all right, you can go now. All right, you can go. We're just going to talk about you behind your back. It's fine. It's okay. It'll be all love and affection. You can go. It's fine. If that's the reading, there we go. Right, so now they've got rid of that. Why I order. So now we've got rid of those scallywags. Let's talk about this more often. All right, let's go back to this. So we've got that. That's really, really nice. I'm going to even move these out of the way so we can deep dive into this a bit more. Right, that's right. Thought I had more cards than I picked up one too many or something there for a second. No, we're good. Right, so. Where is this judgment going? Where is this 8 and the dinky deck here going? What's going on here, please, for the greatest good for all concerned? So we're using the black deck, which is purposely kept in its mixed state. This is the only deck that I keep in a mixed state of upright and reversals. All my other decks are purposely kept upright, as you may have seen. And then I go with the energy of whether or not it's upside down and all that kind of stuff. But this deck purposely wanted to keep the way it is. All right. So, right. Okay. So cut and Page of Wands in reverse. This is their stuck again energy. So that's the Eight of Swords again. All right, basically. They haven't got the research. They didn't think this was going to happen. They didn't know where this was going. They had no time to prepare. Stuck. Because obviously Page of Wands is normally my Googling card, getting data, getting knowledge, research. They have none. They don't know what to do. They're stuck. They weren't expecting to be called out. Six of Pentacles in reverse now. This feels as if it's kind of, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, well, they're like reign of terror is over. It's kind of like this dictatorship with Starmer and Labour and others. This kind of, like we were talking about before, with there's no such thing as a difficult decision. It's a choice. You're making a choice. Similar to my pet peeve is populism. And they're just being populist. They're just doing this, that, and the other. Which means two things. One, it means that populism is popular. It basically is democracy. People want you to do this. That is what it means. So for them to disregard populism, disregard democracy, so they can do their own agenda, right, is part of the problem here. Okay? And I'm glad that's kind of popping out here with this, with the Six of Pentacles. Wow. Ace of Cups in reverse. Stuck. Emptiness. Again. Completely blocked. They don't know what to do. Their domination is over. They weren't seeing this coming. They thought it was a fad kind of thing. Heartbreak, yeah. Grieving more, yeah. Temperance in reverse. So yeah, it's a complete crap show. You know, this temperance could also be taken as kind of numbing the pain with or self-medication, should I say. You know, spiraling into crazy. Wish not coming true. Death in reverse. Resistant to the change. Desperately hanging on. They're trying not to do it. But this is the thing, though. The judgment. This is what I don't get about the judgment. You're speaking of truth, but they're desperately holding on. Justice in reverse. A lack of accountability. So they're not going to get accountability, but they're still miffed. Bizarre. Very bizarre. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost, and I don't mean in this in a disrespectful way, but if that's true, like the fact that it, to some extent, it's like, you're lucky that we're not going after you for, you know, misconduct in public office and all that kind of thing. You're lucky. You deserve worse than this. We're letting you off kind of being kind of like Christian about it kind of thing. Yet they're still not happy. Their self-righteousness can't take it. Their ego this is basically an ego death, which ends up in self-medicating kind of really misaligned craziness for a majority of them. So cartoon clarity, we'll go across each one. So there's definitely not going to be a show trial. They can bitch and moan, and they can all queue up to be on Channel 4 and Sky News and the usual suspects, ITV, and mope and all that kind of stuff. But they're lucky, and they're still trying to prevent things from change. Hesitation. Loss. Yeah, they've lost their powers. Sweet. All they need to do is just, but they can't do it. They focus on, like, they can't focus on this. It feels like hesitation. Feels like just the confusion of the situation for this reading. Loss, self-explanatory. Their dictatorship's over. Sweetheart feels very much like they should be focusing on their family and all that jazz, but instead it's self-righteous, kind of grieving the loss. Ace of Cups in reverse. Finally. Heartbreak over the justice of the situation. Stopped. Grief again, and all they need to do is plant the seed of opportunity. They need to come back to the Two of Cups kind of energy, give and take. But there's some sort of money exchange, bribes. See, this sort of temptation. This is what's bugging me. Yes, we've got the justice, hurrah! But that doesn't feel like justice in court. That just feels like justice is, you're getting your karma. Yeah. That's not a court thing. That's not. Maybe it's me. Maybe I want them to go. Because it's in my world, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but in my world, if there's a law and you've broken that law, you should do the naughty and like go in the thing. But anyway, all right, fair enough. Okay. The damage is done. I've just been told. The damages will be done enough. So we won't see an example of, we won't see an Ed Miliband again. We won't see Yvette Cooper again. We won't see, do you see what I mean? This is going to be so horrific, game-changing. Yeah, I'm being told that it's like, this is going to be such a huge, undeniable win, and Reform doing what they said, like what is said on the tin kind of thing. This is exactly what we're going to do it, and we're getting how to do it and all that kind of stuff. When talking to experts and blah, blah, blah. All that, then it's, the clear out is done. The clear out is what matters. The prevention, yeah, like putting them in purgatory kind of energy. It's a kindness. Yeah, I know. All right, you're better than me. I know that. Even though it's unfair, I've just been acknowledged. It is unfair, but we have to be external love. We've got to be better. All right. I've just been told off. Sorry. So thanks for keeping me in check. And thank you. I appreciate that. I'm maybe not happy. No, I am. I'm fine. Oh, it's okay. I'm just thinking of M&S again. I'm so sorry. Right. Okay. Anyway, now we've got this understanding and this deeper kind of thing. I think it's now time to call it a time. All right. We haven't unfortunately had time to slag off the scallywags who left early. I know we haven't. Should we do it now? I don't know. Should we? Why I oughta. There you go. That's enough. I think that's it's Christmas. We should be. Anyway, we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for your question, Tally. And people, it's now time to put your questions in. I don't know what is going on with Christmas break and that kind of thing. I genuinely haven't had a look at. I know that I'm going to spend some time up north for the new year, so I'll be away then. So elite members, just so that you know, there definitely won't be any extra videos being released during this time. Like let's say like there definitely won't. There may be a surprise or two in that respect. If I can do it, I'm going to be doing videos for the elites first, okay? Because it's only fair, they're paying, yeah. And then we'll go from there when we get back. All right, that's as far as I've got because there's enough going on at the moment. So until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.